What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis. Today, my apologies for the long absence. Obviously, it's just been life. I've been trading all the time though, so I have been trading, but however, I just haven't had the time to come on here and share my thoughts with you. And what's also funny is I've made a number of videos during the course of the week, and it's either something will happen, so then I won't end up uploading it. So for example, over the course of the week, I normally do the videos in the evening, right? So I won't be doing a video this time. Just at this time I have some time off, so I figured let me just get a video out to you guys. So in the evening, something may happen just after I've done the recording. I get called away, whatever it is, right? And then I completely forget that I have a video that I need to upload, and then I remember in the morning, and what I was talking about, the time has passed, so then I need to do another one, and then so on and so forth. And it's been like that for a week, right? So my apologies for the little rant. Thank you for hanging in there, okay? And this video that I'm about to do for you guys right now, it is going to be super useful. I believe you are going to find it very, very useful, okay? So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. So we're going to get into it. So the last video that I did, right, I was talking about, so let me get rid of the session separators for now. Let's get that off the screen. I'll need to put it back on again ASAP once this is done. Okay, so the last video that I did, let's go into the daily actually. And also let me bring in the moving averages. Okay, so the last video that I did, if you remember, or you can go back and double check it, was that there was a number of rules that I had in place in regards to this area over here, which was the price was hovering around this area, which is where the 200 moving average is currently sitting at the moment. So you will see that price came into it, danced around and shot up, then came back into it again, danced around for a bit and then shot up. And my condition was that I was going to put in a buy once we had price above the 20 moving average, which is the blue line over here. So just to reiterate, the red line or the red signal line is the 200 moving average. That's this one here where the mouse is following, and the 20 moving average is this one over here. Okay, sometimes over the course of the videos I may refer to it as the EMA, which is exponential moving average, but it basically means the same thing, moving average, right? So my rule was this: if price close above the 20 moving average, I would consider taking a buy, right? And that was the plan. But however, I've since changed my mind, because one of the things that's been happening over the course of, say, last week and this week is we've been getting a lot of conflicting information in regards to what market is currently doing, right? So the first one I'm going to start with, if we look at the day, we can see that this structure over here, so that's between the trend lines, right? So the price action in between these trend lines over here, okay, I refer to it as a structure. It's not actually a structure, but what else am I going to call it, right? So the price movements in between this these two trend lines over here indicates at some point it will break down. Okay, that's not always the case, but usually that's what happens. It does its thing inside of the trend box, and then it will then break down, or an ascending flag, right? So it does its thing inside the ascending flag, and then it will break down. Okay, so that's absolutely fine. But however, if I jump into Forex Factory, okay, so I'm going to disregard the news of last week, and we're just going to focus on the news of this week, right? All the information that we've been getting in regards to all the reports that have been coming out, okay, some of you might be super excited about it, but I am actually not excited about it at all. Okay, I'm actually frustrated with the information that's come out in regards to the state of the US economy. The reason why I say this is every single one of these readings is super weak, hence why it's been wreaking so much havoc in the market on you guys that actually trade the news. You get the signal that indicates that price is meant to be going down, okay, but because it's so weak, what happens is it goes down for, like, I don't know, maybe half a minute or two, then it starts flying back in the other direction, triggers just stop. What happens? You lose, right? So that's the kind of data that we've been getting so far. in regards to the market. There is news coming out today, okay? And normally what I would want to do is I would wait for the news to come out, give it a couple of minutes, and then I will then jump in, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to see overall what the market sentiment is, right? Now, this news that we're seeing over here, okay, is a bias towards a sell, not a buy. Right, so take your time and go through it all, and you will see that the news over here is a bias towards a sell, not a buy. All right, because remember, when you're doing indices, okay, it's the opposite. When you're doing currencies, then all of these is going to be what it is, right? But if you're doing indices, it's the other way. It's not, if it's good for the currency, it's bad for the indice. Okay, so all these greens that we're seeing is bad for the indice. Okay, and if it's bad for the for the currency, it means it is. If it's bad for the currency, it's a buy, and if it's good for the currency, it's a sell. Now all of these, right? If you look at it, so this is actual, so that's good for currency. This too is actual, that's good for currency. This is above, that's good for currency. CPI reports indicates a sell. You go into the CPI report, when was that day? So let me just get that. That was 14th. So we go into the 14th. Where was the 14th? Okay, let's zoom in. 13th. So you go into a 14th, and this is what you get. Price came down a little bit. Okay, so everyone's like, yeah, it's gonna sell, woo, 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 woo. The bought in, and then boom, blasted through everyone's stop loss, screwed everybody over, right? That's what happened, right? And you would then start to second guess yourself. You'd be like, wait, hang on a minute. Maybe I'm reading the CPI report wrong, right? You're not reading it wrong. You're reading it right. It's just that this is very weak. Actual, and it only came up by what? 0.1%. So 0.1 was the actual high number. If it come in at 1.5, then this would have blasted through the floor. It would have blasted all the way through the floor, non-stop. Okay, so it was weak, hence why it went with market sentiment. Okay, so let's go back again to yesterday's report. Yesterday's report, what was that? Okay, so so that was bad for the dollar, which basically means we need to buy, right? So that's a buy signal. That there is it's actual, so that is a sell signal. That there is worse, so that is a buy signal. And this one here is worse, so that is a Sometimes I get confused when I'm doing this. That's bad for greater actual. Okay, so this one here is a buy signal, right? And this one here also is a sell signal, right? So overall, we got more indication for a buy than we did for a sell, right? Hence why we have this little move that we had yesterday, which is price came all the way down, which screwed people over, right? Don't look at this box over here, this the top of the candle, and be like, oh yeah, but it did go up. It did, but that was after it screwed everybody over that had put in long positions. Okay, then it started to go back up again. And if you look at this on the hourly, you're going to see exactly what I mean. It was an absolute disaster. I'm telling you, I was not happy at all yesterday. I was so frustrated with what was going on. So it came out at 12:30, right? So let's have a look. Where's 12:30? 12. Okay, so we're on the hour. All right, cool. So this was it right here. This is how far it came down, right? So this is it over here. Where is it? Right, so 12:30. So 12:30, you look at it and then you put in your buy, right? You put in your buy. Depending on where you catch it, you put in your buy, right? So you put in your buy here, or you put in your buy here, or you put in your buy here, or you just put in your buy at the opening of the candle, right? Yeah, so you put in the, so where did it go? You open here, then close there. Okay, cool. So you put your buy over here, and then it flies all the way up. Then it flies all the way up, and then it does its thing, and then this one here comes all the way down. And depending on how you set yourself up, you could have been closed out. Either way, this was a good little move, but I'm telling you, like, I was not happy with it at all. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you like, yeah, you know, it worked out. I didn't like it, and as a matter of fact, I didn't actually trade it. I looked at it. I looked at the report, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm not even gonna do anything. I'm just gonna stay out of it. So at this point right now, until we actually start getting data that really supports and help us out with our overall moves in regards to how we plan to navigate the market, I myself am not going to be trading the news as much as I like to. So what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be waiting for the event to take place, and then I'm going to figure out if it's in line with market sentiment or if it's going against the market, and based on those rules I would then decide if I'm going to jump into the market or not. It's as simple as that, because these last couple of days have been a nightmare for me. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been an absolute nightmare. I haven't been happy about it at all. And the same goes for last week. Now in regards to that, I placed a number of trades. Some did good, some did bad, right? And so it was all right. But the news is doing silly things, man, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on here, right? So anyways, enough with my rant about the news. Enough with my rant, because I could rant on about this stuff for a very, very, very long time. Okay, so let's talk about what we plan to do today. So in 30 minutes, okay, the news will be coming out in regards to the unemployment claims. There is another one, which is the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index. That is the orange indicated news, okay? So you can kind of take that with a pinch of salt, depending on what you want to do, okay? But there is that information coming out. So when that information comes out, we then need to assess what we need to do. So just to help you guys out one more time, okay? If the number is less than 205,000 people are okay, so I've got my words all mixed up there. So if the number is less than 205k, okay, it is good for the currency. And if it is good for the currency, we need to be thinking about possibly taking sells. Bearing in mind, trading the news is looking super dangerous, right? So I'll just leave that there. Not financial advisor, not financial advice. I'm just trying to say, listen, if it comes in like that, look at what market itself is actually doing, supposing to what the news is saying, because it looks like there's a disconnect somewhere, in my opinion. Okay, right? So if that happens, that's what you could potentially do if you want to. I'm not telling you to do it, but that's what you could do, right? And the Philly Manufacturing Index. So the Philly Manufacturing Index, if it comes in greater than this number, then it is good for currency, and you might need to consider a sell. Now, if both of them come in with strong numbers, so say for example, the number that comes out in regards to the unemployment claims comes in at say 50k, 100k, that's a big number. We like that. Okay, we like that. If this number over here comes in at positive 1%, 2%, okay, that basically means this structure that we're looking at over here is going to fall through the floor. And if you look at how it is looking right now, it is poised to fall. It is in the position to fall right now. It's in that position, right? It's in that position. It looks like it wants to fall. And that is that move from here down to about here somewhere, and possibly do a little bounce to level off with this area over here and then completely break down. That is just an assumption, by the way. I'm not a financial advisor. It's important that you know this, right? So that's what could happen. On the flip side, we also have this situation over here, okay? We also have this flip side. We also have this situation over here. I just said, okay. So we also have this situation over here, okay? And what could happen is price could end up coming into this area like so and pushes up, depending on how powerful the news is when it comes out, okay, right? And as well as market sentiment. So right now, market sentiment is this is an uptrend on the hourly chart. So because this is an uptrend on the hourly chart, all right, what could actually happen is it continues to push up. If everything supports market going up, then it's going to keep pushing up. All right. But as it stands, guys, like I'm not going to lie to you. I am not excited to be riding the wave when the news comes out. I want to wait and drain market sentiment, because I should have been in a trade a long time ago in regards to the conditions that I was waiting to be met. Those conditions have been met, but the news has put me into an area of where I'm like, you know what? Anything can happen right now. It's not so clean cut, and what I want to do is now I think it might be a good idea to exercise a lot more patience than I normally would do, and try to avoid the FOMO based on what I think and how I feel. So with all of that covered, my awesome people from all around the world, I want to thank you for coming over here and watching another episode of NAS100 analysis today. I hope you found the content super useful, and I hope it's able to help you with your trades over the coming days and week. It's also important that you bear in mind that I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is purely an assumption based on what I think market is going to do, and it's upon you to do the research, do all the hard work that so many people don't like to do. But I know you want to do the hard work. I know you want to do it, right? So do all of that stuff, okay? And to make sure that everything does make sense before you actually go in there and back it with your actual capital. All right. So with all of that said, guys, I will look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. And for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.